Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little to no money in my purse, and nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world. These are the opening lines of Moby Dick. It tells the story of Captain Ahab's blind obsession with hunting down the white whale that bit his leg on his last hunt, with Ishmael as a passive bystander to the events. Despite Ishmael being such an unknown participant that no one bothers to ask for his real name, it is him that survives the hellish voyage to tell the tale. The name Ishmael has come to represent social outcasts, orphans, and exiles. Ishmael frequently digresses into topics such as art, geology, and literature, yet believes that men who board whaling ships are lost in the world. He is good at everything yet commits to nothing. Ishmael is an intellectual, contrasting the environment of the Pequod, separating Ishmael from the rest of the book even further. But today, we aren't here to talk about Moby Dick's Ishmael. We're here to talk about Limbus Company's Ishmael. There are so many reasons to why I love her dearly. And so today in this video, I would like to talk about why I love Ishmael. Ishmael's intro description is as follows. You may be disheartened by the defective state of many of your sinners, but do not worry, the sinner is one of the few who can carry out most missions without much complaint. She's likely to make reasonable judgments, so it is a good idea to start conversations while looking her way if you're seeking sound advice. However, you mustn't forget, the sinner has survived an absurd voyage in a far and wide body of water. Her patience may run deep, but once you take a wrong turn with her, it will be a difficult task to regain her trust. This is the basis of her characterization in the story and what will be developed on later on. And it reflects both Ishmael's knowledge, yet also his compliance to Ahab's absurd obsession in Moby Dick. Aboard the ship, there is no questioning the captain. Of course, it calls back to the source book with the line, "The sinner has survived an absurd voyage in a far and wide body of water," referencing the ocean and Ishmael's experience at sea. Later on in Canto 2, we see Dante break her trust and she judges the manager to be incompetent for letting the stealth mission in the casino go horribly wrong. But let's rewind a bit and continue from the beginning. Ishmael starts the story as a level-headed and aloof, but not lacking in temper. She appears to be polite yet not amicable. She's the one who always reads the pamphlets on news district that they're entering, reflecting both Ishmael's characteristics. Before the stealth mission disaster, she is keen on giving Dante advice, not to fulfill Limbus Company's goal, but her own goal, to reap what the company contract had promised her. She will get what she desires most. The company promised her something, and she is determined to get it. But what does Ishmael desire most? She wants to kill that bastard. That bastard has to be alive still. She wants to kill Captain Ahab with her own two hands, the person who took away all her hopes, her dreams, her companions. If she could rip apart Ahab's earth as vengeance for everything, then she would be satisfied. Ishmael has been flitting from office to office, living, breathing for this very reason. She took U Corp's bullets for Dante so that no matter how many times she dies, she could be revived again to kill Ahab, even if the bullets were melting at her body away and away while Dante delays. Everything is for this one goal. If she kills Ahab, then all will be well again. When Ahab is dead, she will finally be happy. Ahab is the source of all evil in Ishmael's world. Limbus Company arrives at U Corp for their next mission, and Ishmael is anything but relaxed. Her banter turns into palpable anger and frustration. While Mephistopheles gets upgrades done to it to traverse on water, the sinners play a game of beach volleyball, while Ishmael's compulsion kicks in further. Why are they spending so much time on a stupid game? They aren't ready. No, we aren't ready for the horrors of the lake. Despite every mission so far being somewhat of a success, the lake is different. The waves of the lake will most definitely get us. No one here probably even knows a single law of the lake. Oh, what if we encounter one of the calamities? We are absolutely not ready in this state. I need to prepare because all these people are doing are wasting time. Ishmael's attitude became so doom and gloom that Heathcliff couldn't stand it anymore. Everyone was enjoying your time, yet Ishmael mutters about the whales, the lake, and that bastard made Heathcliff burst too. After defeating the trash crabs, Dante calls Ishmael over to try and put her at ease, but in the end, Ishmael ends up getting into an argument with Heathcliff. It's kill or be killed at the lake. Natural disasters and storms are ready to strike at any moment. If you even just look away for a second, your mate who you trusted your whole life with is dead. Every single thing goes mad and transforms into something else entirely on that abominable lake. Ishmael looks down upon him, thinking that her pains are the worst of them all. She says this because she doesn't know the other struggles, and even if she did, she didn't care. She's so isolated from the others that she hasn't considered what Gregor, Rodios, and Claire and Isang and the others have gone through, and weighs her pain as the heaviest in the world. When you have been living your life in suffering and then meet other people, you will be often quick to underestimate others' pain. Heathcliff, of course, doesn't take this lightly. He attacks Ishmael. Ishmael readies to strike him with her weapon in hand, trembling with fury, but
내가 전에 했던 것처럼 죽여. 상관없어. 어차피 살아날 테니까. 나하고 다를 거라 생각한 내가 바보지. 역시 다들 똑같네.
she stops. Everyone hears the same. With Heathcliff saying that, Ishmael drops her weapon, left in a daze. She was so eager to kill him before, yet now all of that is gone. He pretty much tells her that she isn't special among the sinners for having been through her pain. It isn't valid to disregard others' pain and experiences. After a while, we see that Virgilius has had a consultation with the two. The only issue with Heathcliff has been resolved, and Ishmael's has gone nowhere. Virgilius says that there's no need to solve hers quite yet. It seems that Heathcliff's message fell upon deaf ears. Ishmael's life has been steered by this need for vengeance against Ahab. She never gave herself time to socialize or connect with the other sinners because of this grudge. She didn't see the need to make friends because friendship is never lasting. For Ishmael, who had her crewmates and dearest companion Pequod ripped away from her, why would she risk getting attached to them? That would just be a waste of time. It is also interesting to note that this mirrors how Ahab never cared for her crewmates. She never wanted to understand them. She only saw them as tools. This is like her image color isolate orange. She's steering her lonesome ship to her own death of the self. As Limbus Company finds itself closer to the Golden Bow, Ishmael unknowingly morphs into the captain that she despises. She is so obsessed that she has become the evil that she swears to kill. She disregards Sinclair's feelings and wanting to sacrifice the LCCB hostages. Fight all the sinners dead at the floor when fighting Ricardo. She makes Dante keep on rewinding because if she dies here, then everything will be for naught. When the Indigo Elder joins in and Ishmael suggests the absurd plan to use themselves as bait, despite in the past she herself has been used as prey before, and knowing how crushing and isolating it is to be inside the pallid whale, she has become the very thing she swore to destroy. To get a bit personal, I was like that too. I've had multiple Captain Ahabs in my life. Ones that left me scarred for years. Ones that I've sworn to hurt for as much as they have hurt me. Ishmael's writing is very relatable to me because as I was ruminating, I closed myself off from the world. I never really appreciated the people around me. I was like Ishmael in the sea intervallo. I was selfish when I was with others and I never really did what I truly wanted to do. It was an excruciating existence. Deep down, I wanted to prove that I was better than them, when in actuality, I only became the spitting image of the ones I hate. I love Ishmael because I saw myself in her starting point, her development, and her past. Since I've mentioned her past, I think it is due time that I'll talk about it. Ishmael was living in the nest of U Corp, taking exams and passing day to day without any goal or reason. Until one day she had enough of that. She always had a fondness for bodies of water, so she decided if she was gonna die, she'd rather die in the Great Lake. I think that many people can find themselves relating to this part. Studying for subjects you aren't interested in, taking tedious tests for even more tests, feeling so aimless in the world. I started with STEM subjects, then I moved to business, and I finally settled with art. I found art, the subjects I took never had a spark in me. I was just learning for the sake of grades and ticking off quotas. It didn't feel like living. Back to Ishmael, she found herself in front of a recruitment sign for the Pequod. Compared to the long list of requirements for working at the nest, the one on the sign leaves Ishmael standing in shock. Is it that easy? Ahab approaches her, standing tall and proud, despite having only one leg. She has a goal. Something Ishmael never had. She wanted to be like Ahab. She wanted something she could stand for. And that was how Ishmael, the blank canvas, slowly had colors painted onto her. The lovely colors and sketches of their dreams after the hunt with the rest of the Pequod crew, with Ishmael and Kikig walking together with snacks and books and weapons in their hands, thinking about what they will do tomorrow. However, that lovely canvas that was filled with vibrancy for once didn't last forever. It was then consumed by the black of obsession, hatred, and vengeance. I mentioned isolate orange before, and isolation is such an important part of Ishmael's character because at first, Ishmael didn't choose that path. While it was slow for her to open up to the Pequod crew, once she did, she had something to look forward to after the hellish experiences of whaling at the Great Lake. She only did so when Ahab forcibly took all that she loved from her. From her isolation, she didn't open up herself for positive development with the other sinners and Dante. She didn't allow for her canvas to be painted on again, leaving only black on it. Another point for isolation is when Ishmael went to scoop up whale oil and fell. You are left in the dark carcass of the whale, and if the whale was alive when you are swallowed whole by the oil, you become a mermaid, and if it is dead, you slowly but surely lose your sense of self and die a meaningless death. Ishmael even wonders to herself if whales turn others into mermaids because they are lonely, that they paint others the same colors as them because they want to make someone into themselves, and that she doesn't even know what that means because she didn't have her own aspiration and goals, that she only boarded the Pequod so that she could live a different life from others. And I get that. I absolutely get that. I was a pretty lonely person. I want to live a meaningful life now that I let go of my obsessions, and that's why I'm opening up here and with my friends. I also feel that Ishmael has a bit of Rodian in her, where she wants to be different. It is not that prevalent of a character trait, but I think it is worth noting considering Heathcliff's remark and her motive for going whaling. Enough of me again, but I like how whales literally work like Ahab. When the Pequod was sinking and Ishmael saw Ahab cackling, that was when Ahab's obsessions and traits stuck to Ishmael and slowly consumed her, creating another one of her. As we see Ishmael transform into the person that she isn't, we are also set up for the moment when Ishmael meets Ahab once again. And here we see Ahab and the spitting image of Ahab, someone else wearing Ishmael's skin. By the time they reach the heart, Ishmael has lost all the traits that made her herself. She's completely lost it. Ahab challenges Ishmael to a fight to see whose evils are more defined, and Ishmael, who has been holding the urge to kill Ahab for years, takes it. The one who defined her losses, her torment, her suffering was right there. And who wouldn't want the chance to be freed from all the guilt when that person is gone? But despite how Ishmael was acting, the sinners were there for her. Ishmael almost lost herself to the politification, but Heathcliff got her out, seeing that she would unlock to the bucket at any second. A flashback when she was almost consumed by the whale oil is a foreshadowing of this too, especially with the Kike Heathcliff identity. When Ishmael was at the peak of her obsession and isolation, Dante wanted to know more about her. They wanted her to open up, to understand her. Companionship saved Ishmael from putting both of her feet in the pit she wouldn't want to be in. She was finally able to let go of the past and look at what matters most in life. And that is such a beautiful ending with the message of you should do what you truly want to do in life. During my hiatus last year, I blamed everything on those who hurt me. I blamed my negative tendencies on them. I blamed all my issues, all my actions on them. But at the climax of the fight between Ahab, when Ishmael realized that she was only doing that only because she didn't know how to live knowing otherwise, it opened my eyes. That I was only blaming them because it was the only way to make the pain bearable. I was in denial of the path that I took. I needed to accept it to move on. Ishmael's story guided me out of a very tough time. I love her so much because she saved me from the abyss of my hatred. She showed me that there was a light at the end of the tunnel for me, that there are worthwhile things out there, that I shouldn't let the past taint my associations of the things I loved, that I might even get to meet people that I can call my dearest friends. And I am so glad that I am able to do so. I am so grateful to all the people I've met and all the moments I've shared with them. Thank you. I don't think I can fully end this video yet without talking about Compass. I want to do my absolute favorite character justice, so let's enter the short yapping segments. I wasn't there to listen to Compass when it was first in the game for the boss fight, as I lost interest in Limbus Company. This happened because of the bad experiences I talked about. I wasn't there for the premiere of this song on Melly's channel either, but I do remember opening the song when I was on the verge of becoming a full-on hermit, and made a Discord account so no one could find me. And since I didn't read Ishmael's canto back then, the song didn't strike as much of a chord as it did after I did so. But I'd imagine that if I didn't listen to it, I wouldn't be online anymore. I just closed myself off and lurked in Discord servers and never talked to anyone anymore. So, thank you, Millie. Thank you for opening my heart and blessing us with such an amazing song. Thank you for also making me realize that I should let go of the past, let go of my vengeances, and let go of my obsessions. Thank you so much. Before I end this video, I just want to say thank you, Ishmael. Thank you for being such an amazing character that helps me improve my art, got me into more cosplay, helped me make so many friends, and become one of the core parts of my identity. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing such a wonderful message to me and so many other people. And of course, thank you to Project Moon writing team for creating such an amazing character. And they'll follow my compass from now on too.